What's up, freaks? This is just me, and today we're gonna be talking about the upcoming 2021 Olympia once again, with the difference being not the open class predictions, but predictions for the classic physique division. Now, I'm not as familiar with this division as the men's open, so I'm only gonna give you my top 10 because there's no lack of contenders in this Olympia in this division, so that would take an hour for me to get through them. And I don't know all of them either way, so I just bumped it down to top 10 placing with number 10. Let's get into it already. We have Wesley Wizards, who qualified by winning some kind of a Poland show. I don't really know what the name is, but it was in Poland and he won that show. And I believe he's going to be in good condition, and he's got a great classic physique. He's similar in certain ways to Arnold Schwarzenegger, and some people always complain why he's placing so low because he wasn't even in the top 10 in last year's Olympia, I believe. So, for how aesthetic and good his physique looks, that's quite a low placing. But I guess the judges can't really see all the positives of him. But I believe this year he could make it to the top 10, and I hope he does. And in ninth, we have Danny Yunin, who is a very well rounded classic physique competitor. He qualified by winning the New York Pro with an impressive physique. He's not the most classic, in my opinion, because he doesn't have a tiny waist and he just doesn't look that classic, but he always brings the conditioning and he's very complete, so that's why in my opinion he keeps placing at a very respectable place in these big shows such as the Olympia, and I believe he's gonna do just that this year as well. And in eighth, let's move on, we have Fabian Meyer. I believe that's how you pronounce it. He won the Europa Pro, which was a very impressive showing of him, and he just placed 6th at the Arnold Classic, which was also very impressive, especially considering he wasn't even at the Olympia last year. So I think he might surprise a lot of people because he's gonna place in the top 10, and I believe he was so impressive at the Arnold that he could have even placed higher than 6th. So I really like his physique, and I think he looks very imposing on stage, and I hope he does well in this Arnold Classic. I believe he's gonna be 8th. And I believe 7th is gonna be Courage Opara. He is, it seems, a bit smaller than the other guys, I guess. I don't know why, but something about his physique just tells me that. And he's got a very odd looking vacuum. This is not meant to disrespect it. It's just a different shape of vacuum than, for example, Chris Bumstead has. It's a V-shaped vacuum, I guess. And I don't know, it doesn't look that good to me, but it's definitely personal preference. And other than that, he looked really good at the Arnold Classic. He competed there too, and he got 4th place, which was very impressive. And 1 place ahead of Courage Opara, I have Brian Jones, who actually was beaten by him at this Arnold Classic. So why do I have him higher? Well, I believe he is going to improve on his conditioning in this time span between the Arnold Classic and the Olympia. And his stature is just so much bigger, and he's got a better frame than Courage, in my opinion. So I feel like the judges are gonna award that more, but these guys are gonna be neck and neck, in my opinion. But I believe Brian Jones is gonna make it almost to the top 5 where he was last year. I believe he's gonna just miss out, and that's gonna be due to this guy's and drink. This is Robert Timms from the Texas Pro. he really impressed and surprised a lot of people at the Texas Pro because he was very conditioned and he looked extremely impressive with his tiny waist and flaring lats and also some freaky, peaky biceps, although his legs weren't that big. And he really looks very classic in his poses, even though probably not the most classic out of the whole lineup. But anyway, I believe he's gonna make the top 5 this year, but I don't think he's gonna challenge Chris Bumstead for the title. I don't think he's at that point. He might make top 3, but I believe he's gonna be in 5th. And in 4th is gonna be the same man as was there last year, Alex Carbonero. Now, Alex is not the most classic guy either, because he comes from 212, that's one reason, but he's got a small waistline, he's got a beautiful flowing physique, he's complete, so there's nothing wrong with his physique, and he's always well rounded and conditioned, and he just brings it very consistent. So I believe he's gonna do that this year too, and I hope he can place in the top 5. I would have him in 4th. And in 3rd, I would have also the same man as last year. I believe Brian Ensley is gonna make it to the top 3, even though some people are saying he's not gonna make the top 5 or something. I believe he is, because he is trying to improve on his 2020 physique, and I feel like he's doing that. He's gonna be really good in the back poses, and I think he's still got it from the front too. Not to challenge for the title anymore, in my opinion, but he's still up there with the best of the best, if you ask me. And he's gonna be peeled, I think, although not as classic as Chris Bumstead. But before we get there, we have 2nd place. That's gonna be also the same man as last year, Terence Ruffin, in my estimation. And to be honest, I'm quite confused, because these pictures are from the Arnold Classic, which he won. He won that show, and when I was watching it, just looking at it, I thought he looked sort of less conditioned. And to be honest, in these pictures, I think it holds true. It's possible that it's just the lights hitting him wrong or something. I don't know, but he just doesn't look as peeled to me. But either way, he did place 1st, so I think that's definitely what the judges liked and rewarded. And what would the reason be for them not to do that at the Olympia as well? So I think the 4, 3, and 2 placings are gonna be the same as last year. And of course, I believe the 1st place finisher is also gonna be the same as last year. It's gonna be Chris Bumstead, in my opinion. Everyone is saying Chris has got us in the bag. I'm not that sure, but I still think he's gonna win it. Obviously, he is just got the best frame, combined with enough conditioning and mass and classic lines to get over anyone else. He's got his trademark great vacuum, and he's made improvements in his back and to his arms, I believe, too. So I believe he's gonna be a dominant champion, and he's gonna get a 3rd classic physique Olympia title. And to be honest, I'm sure most people would agree with this, and I hope he does get that title again. So guys, I don't think there's gonna be much dispute about Chris winning, but what about the other placings? Maybe you have a different opinion on this. So tell me in the comments, and I hope you will enjoy this Olympia weekend, because I believe it's gonna be amazing. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to watch some 2021 Olympia videos, and also like and subscribe. Enjoy the rest of your day.